Alex Jones talked about it.
Yeah.
Chimeras and Dulce, New Mexico, the underground base with the aliens.
Alright, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be the jerk, okay? You guys just keep saying, yeah, back and forth, like, you guys completely know what each other are talking about.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, I don't spend hours and hours on YouTube watching conspiracy theories, so I just have no education. And I've been sent so much stuff from so many different people, I literally could not sit still and watch everything, you know? I try to watch some stuff, especially if someone personally says, hey, there's this kind of information in there, go watch this. And then I'll be like, oh, you got my interest, you sold me on that one, I'll watch that one. Because some of these videos, like Jordan Maxwell, some of his videos are like 8 hours long, like listening to these educational stuff. But I mean, you get some great stuff, and then some people, you know, they're like information slayers, like that guy, is it Ike or Wolf?
David Ike.
One of them is
Reptilians.
like a front, you know, like he mixes in a lot of half-truths, you know?
Yeah.
So that way some of it is false and crazy, kind of like Alex Jones, like.
Well, that's David Ike. He does that.
That's that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's got to be some truth about David Ike's statements because
absolutely.
reptilians, I've seen them on news shapeshift, like their eyes shifted, their faces all morph and everything.
Yeah, there's a lot of reptilians here for sure that are hybrids, and that's what I was saying though. Some of his stuff is just like, just shady because like he takes you off the trail. Like he'll tell you a truth, but then tell you like another part that makes you like
kind of
question.
like a hold up just to
Well, that's what
keep
Because it makes you
you.
question if what he's saying about reptilians is real or not because he says something that's so out there.
Well, that's the whole thing about like you doing your own research.
But maybe that's why that keeps him safe so he doesn't get killed. Because he's like,
well, it's for you to have your own critical thinking. Like I mean, it's the whole point of
Free thinkers,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Democrats.
yeah, but you gotta
and
throw in the extra fake stuff so that way you have to question if everything like. I mean,
you have to question. You don't take everything face value.
well,
Yeah.
obviously, but you see what I'm saying? If I'm David Icke, I'm not gonna throw in lies with the truth. You understand?
But then you can see how shady a character you might be. So
him?
He makes millions of dollars going around the world talking about stuff.
yeah, so
Goes
I
to
mean,
conventions.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
So he just gets paid to talk?
yeah.
What
Yeah.
is he? What does he do?
Well, he's a former BBC reporter and
BBC, like a television?
yeah, in England
Oh,
and
look
a
at that.
rugby player.
Aw, what a coinky-dink.
Like I think there was
And
when
he's
he,
talking about reptilians.
I wonder
Maybe-
if
I
he's
think
one.
he's part reptilian.
I
to be
saw
honest.
his face morph on Alex
That's what
Jones.
I'm
one.
saying!
Yeah.
I just called that! I didn't watch this guy! I've seen his face. I know reptilian DNA, but he's mixed with like Pleiades and some other stuff too.
But yeah, that's what I don't really follow that guy. Like I know about him, know some of his stuff, but
Yeah, I never watched his
just
stuff.
my intuition just like
Yo,
nah.
actually, I did listen to one thing. I've never been able to find it again. He talked very specifically about money and about how it like forces you to be in survival mode and like it puts everybody in the front even though it absolutely means nothing, but only because they say it means something. It makes everybody like kill each other. And he was talking about the Saturn moon matrix and all that, and I really am fascinated.
What's
with
on
that.
Mars? The moon
What'd you say?
isn't. What's on Mars? The government has bases on Mars.
Do they
and-
really though?
I heard there was Graham told me about terrestrial officers that the military has, and they already have like missions where they have these ships that take them to like the moon. Randy Kramer, I think they interviewed him. He was like a terrestrial officer, and Coast to Coast had him on or something.
Oh
Yeah,
man, I would
Coast
love to listen to Coast to Coast.
I used to listen.
Art
to
Bell, he died,
Yeah.
but Nori's still on,
Yeah.
and he talks about that stuff.
I love Coast to Coast. I used to listen to it when I worked the third shift. Just had that shit blaring, listen to it at nighttime, then being freaked out.
Oh
and
yeah,
shit.
what was that noise?
Stop
Some
it.
shadow.
Well, the place I used to work at was haunted too, so it's just like, what is that?
You hear a door close, no one's there, but you
So
know.
they talk about paranormal stuff on Coast to Coast?
Yeah,
you know?
paranormal
Yeah.
stuff
They
like
do Ouija boards. They do
yeah.
like black eye kids.
exorcisms
Yeah,
and priests and stuff.
They do the shadow man.
So are those aliens? Are those supposed to be aliens?
Depending on who you're talking to, because each people have them category different.
Mhm.
Some of them say they're demons. Some of them say they're, reptilians or aliens.
Grays.
Yeah, the Greys.
So the Greys, but the Greys are small, like children.
Yeah, they say the Grays are like clones. Like they don't have consciousness, but they're like robots that the reptilians
Yeah, they're like
use.
heartless.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, what's the difference between the Greys and the reptilians? Are they like...
Reptilians are like more like lizards in a
I know
way.
that.
But like
The Anunnaki, they say, are reptilians. The
But the
Egypt.
Greys are more like a extraterrestrial kind of thing. Like you
They
know.
have no souls.
Yeah.
They don't look at human life as anything of value. It's like a different mind frame.
Mm-hmm.
I've read online that supposedly, like when I was studying that stuff, when I was really little, by the way, this was like really little. But I remember reading that only certain species are allowed to communicate with us. Basically, we have messed up so much as a species, or something.
Well, our DNA changed after the war. So,
Mm-hmm.
Are you talking about like when the new
Lemuria?
blood types came in, or what?
Lemuria?
well, like when the Anunnakis and I forgot somebody else.
Tall whites.
Sumerians?
Yeah, like the Sumerian and the Anunnaki wars. Like that's how our DNA shifted, because they're the ones that
Yeah.
created us.
I heard that.
Because they're the ones that wanted us to mine gold, you know, until we
For
started.
Nibiru.
Yeah.
Planet X.
till we-
Planet X is going to hit Earth.
I know.
It's still
How many
here.
years have you been saying that?
I know.
God, it made me upset. I used to be so into
Planet
Nibiru.
X is a spaceship, not a planet.
Now it seems more likely that an ice age is going to happen again.
It could be. I mean, the top 3 most devastation that could wipe us all out is one is a disease that
You
somebody,
mentioned another thing you just taught me, though, is that the volcano thing.
yeah. Well, like there's 3 of them.
All right, so say them all.
A disease.
Yeah,
If,
like zombie flesh-eating bacteria like
Sort-
MRSA.
Yeah.
Sort of, kind of like have you ever watched what was it? 12 Monkeys or something?
No.
Remember
I've
that?
heard about it.
No clue
Yeah.
what that is, dude.
I don't know, but I heard of
Oh,
something.
it was a really cool movie, but it just shows you like how quickly a disease can spread rapidly, and all it takes is somebody knowing that had that like
Mhm.
disease and just like releasing it into an airport. That's all
It's
you have
created
to do.
by the government. And
Just
they use it
like
as
the
like
other
bioweapons. Right?
Yeah, well, they have these diseases patented, dude.
Yeah, well, this is how it happens. A scientist can create a disease that can wipe out, like an Ebola, basically. Right now, where Ebola is close to an airport where you can travel out of, I think it's I don't remember what country in Africa, but now it can travel around. So anybody that goes there could have the Ebola, travel out, and it will start spreading rapidly.
Mhm.
You know, because nobody gives a shit about what's happening in Africa right now.
Yeah.
And that's like one of the most deadliest ones. But anyways, the second second thing that could wipe out, you know, Earth is when what was that place called? Yellowstone. If Yellowstone
Yeah.
erupts, that's like it will activate all the volcanoes around Yellowstone.
hmm
So
Mount Shasta, they say there's aliens that live in Mount Shasta, and something about like there's all these like underground tunnels and.
well, it's
ships
just like
and-
the
Telos. You
the
heard of
people
that,
in
right?
Mexico that build their little homes in caves where it doesn't, you can't get to them because they were afraid of something out in the sky. Like they built it where, you know, you can't easily get to them.
True. Kind of like an underground shelter or something.
Yeah, kind of like that.
And I think somewhere in Mexico where there's a city, abandoned city, where there's all these tunnels that go deep, deep into the earth with like little rivers, and they thought that maybe they're, like, you know, when the flood came to wipe out Nephilim, like they went down in the center of the earth to survive, and they come up after it's over.
I love all the stories of the Nephilim. Love all the stories of all mythology. Love all that stuff. So addicting to me. And then, Sarah, I can't help it but say, if nobody cares, my name is nobody. Okay. Because I care. Did I hear the third one? I heard Yellowstone, disease. What was the third one?
Third one is if asteroid hit us. That's the third one.
They've been saying that for years, and we're still here.
Like,
Mars, supposedly, there's evidence that there was some kind of a nuke. When they went and sent a probe, they found radiation on
radiation
Mars.
and what?
In Mars, they believe there was a civilization there, and it was nuked because they found structures on one side of Mars, like cities and stuff.
Oh man.
You know what makes you cry? What does? Is it going through your nostrils?
It does make you cry? These don't make me cry. I actually don't even really cry when I cut onions anyway, but these are so comforting. These are my green lizard goggles. Love these. Well, yeah, they make me not cry. So, I'm just here for the onions, okay? Don't make fun of my onion goggles. God.
But yeah.
There's a
I
lot
mean-
of information out there. You just
Yeah.
soak it all up and tackle a little bit at a time where you can, like, you know.
Yeah, and it depends on what you want to believe or what you think that's going to come true. You know?
Yeah,
I mean, anything is possible in here.
true. It's like we're like a frequency, and like we're part of the universe because there's outside species of aliens that are like guarding Earth. Like,
could
you
be.
know.
Have you read anything on King McCall?
No.
King McCall, I mean, I don't really know that much to really talk about him either, I guess. But in the, I don't know what to call them, like, cave glyphs and stuff, like there's carved scriptures of him going in spaceships and, like, leaving.
Interesting.
And he's, like,
I think the
real-
Mayans went off Earth. You know, the Mayan
They
civilization.
also have,
Well, the Egyptians too.
yeah, they all have depictions of these things, dude.
India, Vimanas, flying ships. You know those? They found one. I think.
Yeah, like it's just like how what's his name? Leonardo.
DiCaprio?
No. I
Yeah.
can't
Sorry.
I always mess it up. What is it? Da Vinci. Like
Okay.
he built a spacecraft. He built all this. So how he was so advanced before his time, you know?
Dude,
Exactly.
did you watch the new...
Time travelers.
What's the TV show with Mulder?
I don't know.
X-Files.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't. I used to watch that. I
There's a
haven't
new
seen-
one that came out though, that just came
Interesting.
out, and they show you, oh, this is how we got advanced technology. We got this spaceship, and then we took from the spaceship, and now we can make stuff invisible, and
Cloaking
they're showing
and
you.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Illuminati's showing you. That's what they're paying millions of dollars.
They say the
to do that.
Illuminati and the cabal that runs the world.
Define the cabal to me, dude. CABAL.
It's like Illuminati. It's like a group of world leaders, and they're like, some of them are half human or something, and they're like, the evil goes so
Well, the
deep.
Kabbalions is the symbols of how to.
Freemasons.
Well, no, it's from the Jewish people, but it's a symbol because you have the three pairs, and then you have feminine, masculine, and the energies that you combine with, and all the planets too, because each
Interesting.
planet is all set in that.
Is this your
way.
potato?
Yeah,
Yes.
if you want to.
You gonna eat it if I make it?
Yeah,
Are you? Are you serious?
yeah.
Because I could make it as an extra thing, and I'll eat it with you.
Like the royal family and all the families, the elite of the world, they're all part reptilian DNA. There's this thing called the Peerage Papers. I think it's like a British genealogy society where
Man.
I looked it up, and it has all the presidents. They're all cousins of uncles, and it's
Except
weird.
one of them. One president wasn't. It was Gerard, I think, that wasn't. I think that's his name. He wasn't
Sarah,
related.
you're awesome.
He wasn't related. But all the rest of the presidents were.
Yeah.
Just not him. But I think he. I don't think he lasts long. It was way back in the day. I don't think he lasts long as a president. Why are you laughing?
Because I like your commentary.
Eisenhower disappeared for 2 weeks, and they said he went to some military base to view a spacecraft and saw aliens walking around or something.
Eisenhower? You know what he did? He Not a lot of people know what. I think if it's right, Eisenhower. He had a death camp for the German people.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Interesting.
They all kind of like either they starved to death and stuff like that. I mean, granted, it was during the time of World War II, but
George Bush, I think it was Barbara Bush, was an ancestor of Aleister Crowley and
Who was?
Barbara Bush. I think actually, what's his
Whoa.
name? George Bush
Is that their mom?
Senior's father, Preston Bush. He was like a Nazi official or something, like with Nazi Germany.
Well, there's a reason why that they had the Jew death count machine. They made a machine specifically to count the bodies. They funded that.
Crazy.
Democide, man.
FEMA disappear people in storms.
Dude.
Dump them off FEMA barges. You heard about that, right?
But
No.
see, like, you know, it's so funny. There's actually a whole country that got wiped out during World War II, but nobody, like, we just now recognizing them.
Interesting.
Like, oh, they're genocide. You know, I forgot their name. I think it's Armenia's. I'm not
I think
too
I
sure.
heard about that.
I'm not sure. Oh, here comes Richard.
Really?
Yeah.
Michael's totally supposed to meet Richard, which is why he's here now.
Yeah, this is Richard. He's cool.
He is super cool. He is.